Everyone, it's Joey on this bonus on a water break with the podcast where we talk about everything you and your friends are talking about at a rehearsal on a water break. On this bonus episode, we're joined by the founder of OpenMarch, Alex Dumouchelle, and Aleksi Saario, who's the marketing manager for OpenMarch. We're really excited to have everybody here.
8 off the mat and go.
Welcome to On a Water Break, the podcast where we talk everything marching arts.
Everyone, bring it in.
It's time for a water break.
Everyone, it's Joey on this bonus on a water break with. We're hanging out with Alex Dumouchelle and Aleksi Saario, founder of OpenMarch, founder and lead developer of OpenMarch. Alex Dumouchelle, an open source drill writing software designed to make visual design more accessible for the marching arts. Alex marched with Jersey Surf and the Cadets as a tuba soloist, served as a drum major at James Madison University, and somehow paired all of that with a degree in computer science. He now works as a senior software analyst specializing in machine learning and computer vision, big words, but never left the activity behind. OpenMarch was built out of real-world need and real-world testing, including Alex using it himself while designing for an indoor drumline. Today, it supports music XML importing, custom field layouts, and flexible shape tools built with educators in mind. He's also an active educator, a member of Jersey Surf's brass team, and a strong voice for open source innovation in the marching arts. Okay, we have kept them on the sidelines long enough. Everyone, please help me welcome Alex Dumouchelle and Aleksi Saario.
Hey guys.
Hello.
No, I'm talking at the proper time. Hello.
We did
Thank
it.
you so much for having us.
Yeah, this is really exciting. So I think what y'all have kind of helped put together, like we kind of said, and kind of like we were talking about before the recording, is really setting up the community to help grow itself, and I think that's really cool. I think that's the beautiful thing about this podcast, and why I like doing it is because we get to sit with people like y'all and talk about people that are literally changing the game. So that's really cool. I would like to get into a little bit about the start of how y'all two met, and then I want to get into a little bit of some 32 count life stories. So how did y'all two meet, and where did this relationship kind of blossom into OpenMarch?
Oh, well, this is interesting because I didn't actually meet Aleksi Aleksi's older brother also marched cadets. We marched cadets together. That's like the long and short of how we met. But his older brother was actually my rookie year at cadets. And so I knew him before I knew Aleksi. That was in 2019 when his older brother was my big. And then after COVID happened and we marched, Aleksi came in and we got to know each other really well. Like we were both in the baritone section. And as Aleksi, well, I don't know if he said it yet, but his full-time job, he works as a marketing company. And he actually was the videographer for my wedding. But even before that, like he very much with OpenMarch just reached out to me after I had been building it for a year, and he was like, you really need to have good marketing on this. You know, your social media presence is bad or non-existent, which it was. But yeah, I'll let him talk about specifics if he has anything you want to say.
Yeah, no, I'll never forget those van rides up to that high school for auditions. Those were so much fun.
We'd borrow my mom's minivan, and then we'd like all cram in to go to like cadet camps together. There was like six or seven. Whoops.
Yeah.
Us in there.
The weight of that van was. Oh my god.
Yeah.
the weight of that van. It was like you're steering a pirate ship. It was terrifying to be a passenger, but I had faith. But no, he already gave the spiel of how we met. So yeah, I just reached out to him to help out with some social media, do some marketing for OpenMarch, and here we are.
That's exciting. We also have Ricardo on the podcast. Ricardo, how you doing?
What's up, y'all? I'm good. I'm groovy. I'm ready to chill out and like hear from these awesome dudes about this amazing program that I am definitely going to be using. Oh yeah.
You know them talking about how they traveled to their drum corps audition in a van, weighing it down. What was it like? I'm throwing it under the bus. I'm so sorry to do this to you, Ricardo. What was it like in the 1900s going off and doing drum corps? Like,
Well, back in the 1900s, I had to get and my covered wagon to go across the state line to rehearse with the Spirit of Atlanta, and it was a long journey. It was. No, actually, the fun part about it is, and this is a great story for me, is that when I tricked my mother into letting me audition for drum corps, and I told her that Spirit was just rehearsing on the other side of it, Birmingham, which is only like 2 hours from my house in Mississippi. And so we started driving, and then this was like before GPS because it was the 1900s.
Yeah, I had that map and
And
everything.
we got like Jack's State is like about an hour, almost an hour and a half outside of Birmingham on the other side. And my mom like lost it because she had to drive me all the way over there, drop me off for the weekend, turn around and drive all the way back home that night, and then come back on Sunday to pick me up.
Oh
So she was not having that after that. Like she was just done. So and I wound up going with a friend of mine, Dustin. Hey Dustin, because I know he listens every now and then. But Dustin rode with me to the first camp at Spirit, and then he flaked out on me the rest of the time. And so then my mom just decided that like anytime I was going to camp, she was just gonna go and actually hang out in Atlanta with friends and party it up for the weekend. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there
fair
you
enough.
go.
that's what happened back in the 1900s.
I'm so sorry I had to do that to you. I mostly just because I wanted to share that, so you did that. I also lied to my parents. I told them it was in Denver. My first drum corps audition. It was in Casper, Wyoming. So I took a Greyhound bus across the state of Nebraska to Denver to get picked up by the troopers at the airport, and they drove us the 4 or 5, whatever that hour trek is, into Casper, Wyoming to do auditions. And my parents didn't know until they texted my aunt to go check out the high school that I told her I was at. She said, "There's nothing happening here." And then I get a call on my brick phone. Track phone used to make this brick phone where you put it down, and when you call it, it would dance for you. Things you don't worry about it. And I remember I was in Brass Block, and I saw it like on the stands, and I was like, "Oh no, who would be calling me?" It was my parents. They're like, "Where the heck are you?" Da 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 da. I was in Wyoming, in a totally different state, already a state away from where we lived. Um, we do what we do because we love it.
Well, listen, this
Exactly.
my Cavalier experience was an even better story because that was the first time that I ever got on an airplane. It was my first flight to fly from Mississippi to Chicago, and I actually missed the flight. And it was me and my best friend Frazier who marched with me that summer. And we decided that since we missed the flight, that we obviously needed to go and buy new outfits. So we decided to go to the mall and we purchased gloves and scarves and mittens, which we actually needed in November in Chicago. So
No, absolutely.
Wow, the things we do for the things we love.
yeah.
Well, guys, we talked about it before, but now it's time to do it. It's the 32 count life story. Everything from the day you were born to what y'all had for breakfast this morning. Between Alex or Alexi, who wants to go first?
Alex is gonna go first.
Okay.
I want to
All
see
right.
what you do.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna play a little sound bit. It'll go beep boop beep boop beep 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 beep. I'll point to you. You'll go, and when I go like this, you've got 8 counts left. Are you ready?
All right. Let's do it.
8 off the Met and go.
All right. I was born in Dallas, Texas. I grew up for a few years in Texas, not very conscious. And then I moved to Virginia, grew up most of my life in Virginia. I was actually an avid soccer player, and I did not want to do band at all in my life until my brother was kind of like my inspiration for that. He kind of pushed me into band. Did high school marching band for 4 years, and eventually followed my brother's footsteps to doing cadets. And then I am now just the open march marketing guy. How much time do I have left? Oh gosh. Oh God. Um. That's what I got.
I'm so impressed. Oh my god.
You're
I
good. You
forgot my
don't.
breakfast.
What? Well, what did you have for breakfast?
I actually didn't eat breakfast.
Oh my.
I did not know either of those things that I did not know you were born in Texas or that you played soccer.
Yep.
This is such a fun game because you really get to learn. It's cool when you guys get to do it with each other, that you learn these things. Okay, so my goodness, that's a lot. Why marketing? What's got you jazzed about marketing?
I mean, it's kind of just fun whenever I can, support something and like specifically with OpenMarch, an easy example, it's like I want people to know about it, and it brings me fulfillment that I'm able to get OpenMarch in front of more eyes and more people just using it. I think it's just something that like makes me happy that I can help push something that I believe in. So yeah, because I
It's
think
like
if it weren't for marketing, I would be doing something else with OpenMarch for sure because I just love the project and its mission.
it's like crazy when we went to clinics and stuff, or whenever we go anywhere, like how quick he is to like pull out a camera and then like shoot whatever I or someone else on the Open March team is doing. Like he's not worried about like showing, look, Alexi's here. He's like trying to paint a picture of something, and he's always like he's always checking the stats of social media or trying to like find advertising things like that. That is not where my mind goes at all, and it's like crazy that that's what he
That's
does.
that's awesome. A community builder for sure. Alex, are you ready for your 32 count life story?
Yes, I'm kinda
Uh-oh.
worried. I'm kind of upset that I'm going second because that like, now that I'm, like, thinking about it, and I feel like it's better if you, like, do it. But,
How
I'm
much
ready.
longer?
I'm thinking
How much
through it.
longer
Stop.
should we prolong this to get
No,
you get through? No.
it's gonna get worse if you prolong it. Like, I just yeah, just
All right, here we go. 32 count life story. We're gonna make it happen. 8 off the Met and go.
Okay, so I was born in Fairfax, Virginia, and then I moved. Then I was brought back to the house that I lived in up until I was 18 years old. When I was a kid, I was doing a lot of sports and other things. All of things that I was bad at. I was one of the most unathletic people that you could ever meet. Wasn't really good at anything except for like school, kind of. And then I did band in high school. That's where I found like the group of people that actually cared about me. And then once I got to college, I was able to do a lot of band stuff, and then I had computer science, and then job, and now Open March.
Wow, right at the buzzer.
Impeccable timing. Impeccable timing. You were in fact a drum major, so you totally got the timing right.
That was great. Oh my goodness. Okay, so much to pick apart there. Um, Working on computers kind of freaks me out. So I bought a 3D printer, and now there's all this like, okay, well, make sure this is this and this file does that, and uh,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I
That's never gonna get easier.
I I come from a dance world where the stand there and look like this, so like it is very tactile, and it almost like I almost feel like bodies are clay in that way. And when I look at computers, it just feels so foreign. What draws you to that kind of craziness of a world? Was it Tron maybe in your youth, or was it
Tron.
maybe?
Oh,
Yeah.
funny, right? Because I loved the Tron show. No, it was really just like there's this trope of people that are in computer science or IT. It's like, oh, these are the antisocial people. And like originally it was like, okay, like, the gamers, the nerds, whatever, like this is just kind of the sect I find myself in. I wasn't like a sports person, I'm like a tech person. But what kept me in it is like the way my brain works. I'm very like optimization focused. I'm very problem solving focused. Like I'm the kind of person that can like look at a jigsaw puzzle for like forever and like try and get it to work. What really brought like kept me with computers is that like once you understand them, they're predictable. Like they are made by humans to like be used by humans, even though they're hard. Once you like learn how to use it, it's like you're not gonna have to fight with it once you program it. Where like when you're an instructor of some sort, like you can learn about teaching as much as you want, but the performers have their own minds. They can fight back. So it's like the computer can't really fight back, although it does feel like it is these days.
Yeah. That's incredible. When did you find out? When I mean, like, what at what point in your life where you're like, okay, me and computers be liking each other like this?
Probably like, I mean, I was always like the tech support of my family and like whatever class I was in. But definitely I'd have to say like my freshman year of high school. That's when I like built my own computer for the first time, where you like buy all the components and put them all together. And at that point it was like originally my dad would help me with computer stuff, but at that point I'm like, I'm gonna do all of this myself. I'm gonna figure everything out myself, and I'm going to be like self-sufficient with technology. And then from there, that's like the attitude that I have about everything. Like if I don't know how to do something, I'm just gonna like basically like lock in and be like, I'm gonna figure out how to do it. If someone on the world figured out how to do it, there's no reason I can't. So I'm just gonna do it. So yeah, freshman year of high school is about what I would say.
I love that.
See, this is where, being from the 1900s, like, I'm like, I can turn my computer on and I can turn it off. And if it does not work, I can restart it. And if it does not work, then I have to call someone. So I applaud anyone who has the skill set that they can understand technology and use it in any way. And most definitely create amazing programs like you guys have done. Cause, like, my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
I see it as like you're building a world, right? Like we talk about community building, but you guys are literally creating a world in which
Oh, wow.
you can
I've never
create other
I've never
worlds.
thought about it like that yet. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's why I love doing this podcast is like, again, I get to meet incredible people that are literally changing the world or creating worlds for other people to belong in. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and one
Yeah.
thing on that is whenever you mention, like, creating, like, a community and, like, a world, one thing that we, like, is one of our biggest assets we like to think of is our community. Like, we try to serve them as best as possible. We wanna include them as much as possible. One thing that we've been doing a lot of is, doing these, like, drill writing competitions, free to enter. We provide the file, we provide the music, we do all the count structure. We just give the file out to anyone who wants it. People write what they want, they submit it, and then it's all community voted as well. So, like, we don't have a part in it, except we recently, like, some people were like, well, maybe we do want you to do it. So we have a community vote winner, and then we have like a judges pick, where it's just like the Open March team will just be like, hey, this is really cool. This is what we'll choose. But for the most part, it's all community driven, and we love doing that. And we just released one today for an indoor drumline kind of setting, which a lot of people have been looking forward to. So
That's awesome. Well, we got to know them a little bit better. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Celebrating over 25 years of service, Guard Closet is your one-stop shop for the marching arts. Our team of educators and designers are here ready to help you with anything that you need.
We have a large selection of consignments from award-winning programs and designers all across the country. Consignment is never delayed or back-ordered. When you buy consignment, you save time and money and help other organizations.
Do you need show design and custom choreography? Our designers have years of experience in the marching arts.
Do you need to sell your items and clear out your storage areas? We take in more than 600 sets of consignments each year and return hundreds of thousands of dollars to our consigners for their sales.
Do you need to have your students order shoes, gloves, and other equipment? We can set up a microsite for easy student ordering of a wide variety of items.
Do you need custom costumes or flags? We have a team of designers and consultants who are ready to help you with all your production needs.
Are you listening to our podcast on a water break? Weekly episodes and bonus content keep you entertained and informed with what's going on in the marching arts.
We can help you get everything you want and need for your season. For over 25 years, Guard Closet has been here to help. Check us out at guardcloset.com or follow us on social media.
Okay, and we're back. So y'all, thank you so much for your 32 Cat Life stories. It's really fun getting to know y'all. I've got a couple of questions here about this. You've both marched at really high levels and now work in serious tech. Talk to me about creating a space like you guys had at the drum course you marched at the places you've been at and wanting to create essentially a system to build shows like that. Like talk to me about Open March. How did you guys do it? Where are we at today?
So the original idea actually came from it goes all the way back to my sophomore year of college, which is a few years ago. Basically, my roommate, this is in the middle of COVID, actually, he sat me down and he's like, Alex, you're a computer science person. You're also a music person. You need to make a drill writing tool. The world like wants another one. He didn't even say free. He didn't say open source. He just said, make something that's easy to use, something that people can just hop on and get to. And I told him, no way, I'm not doing that. That it sounds like so much work. And I didn't do it until I graduated about 2 years later, where I thought about what he had said, and actually tried to like implement that. Very basically, it was just me. What I tried to do is I looked up like what accessible alternatives were there in the current world, and I just didn't really find that many besides like some games here and there. Like there was a what's the like micro marching league. There just wasn't like a Muse score for someone who just wanted to get into the space. Like Muse score, it doesn't have every feature in the world, but it's pretty close to the paid competitors. And if you wanted to learn how to compose or arrange, it has pretty much got everything that you need. So a lot of inspiration came from that into OpenMarch.
Alexi, what was your part in that? What was your kind of adventure to get into Open March?
Yeah, so while I wasn't like at the ground levels of developing, I will not do any code or anything like that, not my realm. But I think it was November of 2024. Alex had reached out to a lot of like alumni groups of the cadets, and he's like, "Hey, I'm building this tool. Like, if anyone wants to offer a hand in like any way, shape, or form, like feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to have some help." And so I kind of like I was like, "Oh, what is this? This sounds pretty cool." And I saw there was like no social media, there was like no nothing. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna help out here, and I kind of extended my hand in doing so. And I've been kind of taking on a lot of other things as well, past just social media, doing like running all the merch stuff, wherever Black Hoodie and Alex were wearing the purple one, like handling merch, shipping that out, getting that all organized, and helping run events, all that kind of stuff. It's just really fun.
And also, I tried to get him to code once. Like we were writing these blogs. It's there's
I can do it. I can do it with my
yeah.
hand.
At that time, it was actually a funny story. Alexi, because he said he reached out to me in like November 2024. At that point, I had been building. I think I started Open March August of 2023. It was very much like only me. Like I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't want to like say I was doing something and then not do it. Like I was very much like if I'm gonna do it, like I want to make sure I can actually build it. So I took a year to myself to do it. Um, but when Alexi hopped on, he said, "We're gonna get all these social media accounts. We're gonna do all this. We're gonna put one right out." Great, sounds good. So I'm just developing in the isolation that I'm used to. And then I see like something, my phone starts blowing up, and I'm like, what happened? And he put it on the drum core Reddit, and like he told me at some point, but like he did it. Like I didn't recall it. And like it was like all of a sudden our Discord like thing that we had like half set up was like blowing up. The downloads were going crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize people like imagine working on something that only you know about for a year, and then like all of a sudden it like everyone is you like not everyone but like a lot of people are using it, and it's like, okay, I have this bug, I have this bug. So it was very much like a trial by fire, but it was what we needed. Like if it was up to me, I would have kept it to myself forever, which isn't obviously.
And I think kind of to that, like open March being open source is a big deal. In simple terms, why did that matter to you, and what should designers actually know about what that means for them?
Yeah, yeah. So open source, if you're not familiar with it, if you've just kind of like heard the term before, an example that a lot of us might know about is MuseScore. MuseScore is open source, but that doesn't mean that but by open source, that means that anyone can go online and read the code. Not only can they read the code, they can read the bug reports, they can read the feature requests, they can ask for features, they can report bugs. So it basically means that like there isn't this like curtain behind the development. It is like this is all of the development that is happening. And you if you are like a developer yourself or you want to learn to code, you can absolutely like download the repository and start poking around, start breaking things, try to add features, try to fix bugs. You can absolutely do that. And we've had a lot of like young developers in high school, college, sometimes like even younger, who have like just been into band and been into coding, and they've used OpenMarch as a way to learn. But if you're just a designer and you're like, okay, well, how does this benefit me? Well, it means that there's now going to be more than one or a handful of people that know how the app work already. Like we've seen, if I'm not online or someone on the team isn't available, if someone is like posting in the Discord, they're like, hey, I got rehearsal in an hour, the export feature isn't working. This like happened a couple days ago. And someone like in the community or someone in the OpenMarch team can just like help them out if they're available because the code is there. Additionally, if you're like, hey, I really want this feature, like I want, I don't know, custom icons for the marchers or something, you can request that feature. And then I can be like, oh, this is how I would implement it. And then someone who just wants to learn how to code could do that. Or it could just, someone on the team could get it. Exact same thing with bug reports. So it's very much like trying to be transparent about both the features, the fixes, the bugs, and the support. It basically means you're not relying on one mass to provide all of this. It's the community contributing to something being better, guided by a central team.
Yeah.
And
That I was just gonna say, Alex, we should definitely touch on like some of the big community contributions. Like we have someone on the team, John, who like translated, or I guess you guys used the word
Localization.
yeah, localization to make the app in, I believe, Portuguese, Japanese, Spanish, and French right now,
Mhm.
which is incredible. And so that just broadens our reach to making everything accessible.
Wow.
Yeah, and that, like, not only that, we have someone who I taught at Surf who's like currently doing a lot of behind the scenes work with like algorithms and performance. He's the reason the app doesn't take like 20 gigabytes of memory. Like he really like dug into the weeds and is like, you're this is inefficient, and he just fixed all of it. He also implemented the metronome. And someone who I've never even met before, his name's Jacob. He's the one who made the entire UI. Like the UI looked horrible when it was just me, but someone who is like young, wanted to get their portfolio for UI like padded out. They're like, hey, I'm into marching band, I'm into open source. Just completely changed the UI and like pushed it, and that's the one you see today. Same thing with the website. And since it's open source, it's like you're not just doing this for like Alex's company so Alex can make money. You push to OpenMarch, and then now it's for the better community, and you can use it. And the open source contract or license is you give to us, we give it to other people for free. And then we sort of like manage everything in between. So that is the ideal and hope.
So, Alex, you use the word community, and I think the fascinating part about this is the fact that you have a marching background, you have this like music education mindset, but since your passion in ministry is tech, you're taking those things that you learned in the music and the marching world, and you're like creating this thing for us using your brainchild, like and using your ministry of tech. I mean, that's super cool. And the fact that you, like you said, it's for the community and the community is keeping this thing going.
I mean I really appreciate that, and I have to like double down with that for anyone on the Open March team. Like Aleksi, who's super into marketing. We have someone on the team, Mark, he's like a business major at IU. He's super into like strategy, networking. We have someone who's a project manager that's really into like designing features and getting and like figuring out strategy. So like there is a way for like everyone on the Open March team or just anyone in the community to just put their sparkle on it, whatever they're into, whether it's graphic design, marketing, just marching design in general. Like if you're a designer and you have a really good idea, like of course I want to hear that. I don't know everything about design. Like for example, we target groups like in Japan, Brazil, Portugal. Like there's all of these things where like I don't know how they do it around the world or even in other parts of the country. Like I have a lot of show style bands that use Open March. I didn't grow up in a show style like place. So if like, hey, you have another feature that I don't know about, like, yes, let's build this together. Rather than trying to assert that like one mind can do all of it.
Yeah, and I kind of want to add to this. Like, you not only did y'all build Open March, but some of you have actually used it in real world professional applications. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually my second year teaching at like ever at an indoor drumline. So I run the visual program at a local high school for indoor drumline. And the director came up to me. He's like, Alex, I want you to write the drill. And this was back in like November 2024, like right around when it went public. And I thought, oh God, I've actually never written drill before. Like the person who has been spending a year making a drill writing tool hasn't ever written drill, which is why I have a lot of drill writers on my team. But I'm like, okay, I actually have to like learn how to do this. And like, so I download the tool and I'm like, okay, I'm using this right now. we got through it. There was a lot of pain points initially, like there was no export PDF feature at the time. There was like no way to rotate a marcher shape. And so there was a lot of things that like I had to build the plane while I was flying it. And like one thing that happened this past year when I was using it is there was like a lot of tempo changes in our show. So I needed to make a way to like easily edit the tempo if like the arranger needed to change something super quick. So it was very much like, if I'm going to release this thing, like what better way to know how to make it better than using it myself? And it's been super awesome. Like the students there love it. Like they all have OpenMarch hoodies or t-shirts, and they all have stickers, and they all think it's super cool that this tool is like being built by the person that's like teaching them the drill. So it's super cool. Like I use my own thing. I don't want to like make something and then not use it myself.
Yeah. That we need more people that are just willing to help the community, right? Like that's how we get farther on. And I feel like, imagine if we would have created a world where Zingali had the technology to share what was in his brain, and it didn't cost, you know, whatever it cost for the other programs, right? We don't need to talk about them. They're here. We're here for y'all. But like, imagine this an open source where Mark Sylvester, Zingali. I mean, just imagine a world where that gets communicated just a little bit more efficiently, right?
Well, and who
You
knows,
got
like,
you.
something that I think a lot is like, how many, like, who is the next Mark Sylvester or like Zingali or like Saktig that like we don't know about yet, and like they maybe had to choose between like paying for a tool or like paying for textbooks or something. Like it's really hard when you're like just learning. And when I was like a kid and I thought I wanted to be a composer, I'm like, I'm gonna use MuseScore and I'm gonna give it a try. I didn't end up being a composer, but like I probably spent like around 500 hours in MuseScore. Like I really tried. And the thing is like, who is that next designer? Who's going to find their passion or their place in the world? And what is like a software to like block them from doing that if they don't have the resources?
So, as someone who is from the 1900s, that I like to say over and over again because I am, and as an educator who is very curious, but I'm not so great with tech. What's the easiest way to dip my toe into Open March without feeling overwhelmed?
So I'll take the first part, and I definitely want Alexi to get his opinion on this as well. The number one thing that I will say with confidence, like right now, OpenMarch has the easiest and best looking UI of any tool that's out there. It has been very intentionally crafted to show you as little buttons as possible, like as in not overwhelm you with a million options. You shouldn't, when you like click on something or when you start, you shouldn't feel like you have to like watch 5 hours of tutorials before you get anywhere. You can just start simple. We have like more complicated tools under the hood, but if you just want to poke marchers around like you're editing something in PowerPoint, you can absolutely do that. The time it takes to download OpenMarch, launch it, make a show, add marchers, you can get that done in like 60 seconds. And then you can add music. We also have like guides on the internet. We also have YouTube tutorials that Aleksi filmed. I mean, I'm talking in them, but Aleksi filmed them. And like from that, what we've really focused on is like, how can we make this as simple as possible? If people we see on Discord, they're very confused. They're like, why do I need like this is confusing? This is confusing. If we hear it like more than like 3 or 4 times, we're like, okay, this is our bad, and then we change it. And so we iterate really quickly. But yeah, so one, how the UI, how easy it is to get started. And then lastly, the thing that I would say that's really special is how much you can customize the performance area. So the field, you can make it whatever shape you want, as long as it's a rectangle. If you wanted to do 30 to 30, if you have like a small football field, you can do that. If you want to do like back hash up, you can do that. If you have an indoor floor that's like a weird size, you can do that. If you wanted to march to like a 6 to 5 for some reason, a 5 to 5 for some reason, you can set that. You can set it in metric. You can change the name of all this stuff. So if you wanted to like dig deep and really customize everything, like we just let you do that, and it just works and it's simple. So yeah.
And just like that, Alex, I don't feel as intimidated anymore.
Yeah, and pretty much everything Alex said is true, and what I pretty much would have said in my own words as well. Like we mentioned before, accessibility. There's like many aspects to what accessibility means, whether it be like paying for the program or what machine you have, whether it be like a Windows, Mac, or a Linux. Like we're available on all three of those OSs, and like also like where you are in the world, we offer multiple languages. And then the big thing, I guess, is to kind of like dip your toe in is obviously just try it. Alex said the UI is really simple to understand. People rarely have any questions on where to find things and what to do. And if you ever get stuck, like we have a lot of YouTube tutorials. We spent an entire day, probably like a full like 6 hours recording
A lot of
tutorials.
Taco Bell went into making that.
Yes, yeah, we had to take a break.
Shout out Taco Bell, a great
Shout
sponsor for the
out.
podcast.
Absolutely. But yeah, we have many YouTube videos covering different sections of the app where like creating shapes or exporting or creating pages and whatnot. You can find what you need. And we also have written guides, which go a little more in depth, I guess, than the YouTube tutorials, but like obviously both offer the same information. And we have a very, very large Discord community. I never imagined it would ever get this big, but we just crossed, I think, like 1,000 members. I think we're almost at like 1,100 at this point. And it's fairly active. Like if someone like has a question, someone will answer them, whether it's someone from the OpenMarch like staff team or anyone else in the community, just helping each other out. Like some people are like, hey, like anyone want to help write a show with me and like collaborate on a show, and
That happens
someone
a
else
lot,
will
yeah.
reply and be like, yeah, let's do it. And so we just want to offer that like community where people can work together, get questions answered, and all that. So I think there's many aspects to how we can relieve the, I guess, the dip your toe experience and do software you've never done before.
And one thing I want to add on to that, like very quickly, is like we very intentionally and even simulate this. OpenMarch should run on potatoes. Like if you have a really old like Windows PC or like I don't think it works on Chromebooks right now, but like
Yeah,
we're
computer from your age, Ricardo.
but like whatever it is, you don't need to have like a crazy machine with like a graphics card in it to do it. Like it runs if your computer can run Chrome, it can run OpenMarch. Like maybe you can't do 1,000 marchers if you have like a tiny MacBook, but like on a MacBook Air, we can do like we pushed it with like 600 marchers and it was going really smoothly, not really lagging at all. So that's a constant goal of ours.
Okay,
I have a laptop for just writing drill, and I have a laptop for sending emails. That's how crazy the things that I do. Um, that's that's where my world's at. That running on potatoes is so funny. Zooming out for a second. Okay, that's what are the most excited? What are you guys most excited for with OpenMarch right now, and where do you hope it takes the activity in the next few years?
Aleksi, I feel like I've been talking a lot. Do you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things where like a lot of avenues OpenMarch can go. I think Alex mentioned it earlier. I think we want this to grow into something that can be like a sustainable like company. I think that's something that that can happen in the next 5, 7, 8 years. But what I'm personally most excited about is just more groups using this, and like that target audience of bands who don't really have the budget to hire a drill designer or pay for a software to be able to put on a show. We've received like lots and lots of messages where it's like, hey, we actually might have not even existed this year if it were not for OpenMarch, because they were not, like, the budget was just so razor thin, they could not do anything. And so with using OpenMarch, like, we were able to, like, you know, keep them alive and going. And I think I just want to see more of that. And I'm really, really excited to see how OpenMarch can change and help programs like that thrive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like on that, like, I mean, there's a million things I'm excited about. And like, I won't add any more to what Aleksi said, because that all like it. Honestly, hearing those testimonials whenever we get emails or like meet people in person, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around, because I really just think about like making the features, fixing the bugs, running the project, and like it is just kind of crazy to like actually meet someone who like was able to deliver an experience to kids because of something the team did. Um, but aside from that, what I think am like really excited for with Open March is I just want to see what the marching arts world will look like if we do a good job, which I really hope we do. We are hoping to do the best we can. What the world looks like with an open source like marching design tool. Like we don't just want to limit this to like the Open March desktop app or even like a mobile app that we're working on in the future or a 3 year that we're making. Like, yes, we want to do all of that. And we have like commercial ventures that we hope to go into where we can make revenue. But also we're hoping to release like a standard like format where like you can very easily export from OpenMarch, and then it's something that you can very easily read. Ask an AI to like code maybe your own app for some sort of reason. Like we've been thinking if you wanted to maybe see how your silks looked in a thing and you didn't need a crazy mobile app, you just wanted something in a browser, like you could import OpenMarch files into that. If you wanted to program your lights in some way, you could import OpenMarch files into that. Import like set a metronome thing, use an OpenMarch file. Like there have been file formats that solved for things like this, like whether it be like a big one, of course, MP3. Like everyone knows what an MP3 is, but like they had to like someone had to agree on that. Like that didn't just happen. And then there's also something that like is more close to us, like music XML, which is a standard way to store music that someone had to agree on, and people like someone has to maintain that. So like Sibelius can use it, MuseScore can use it, and so now we're like, if there is something like that for marching band data, what sort of things could be used if it is not just focused on how can we make money on this? It could be how can we let other people create things, and I'm hoping that like there's probably an app or a tool or like something out there that like none of us can think of yet, but someone who like really is passionate about what they're doing can do. So I'm really excited for that kind of thing. I'm excited for hopefully Open March becoming something that can be sustainable. We have a lot of plans for that, but of course, like we both have full-time jobs to sustain ourselves until then. But yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
You got to pay the bills some kind of way. Yes, you out here giving us the goods to the community for the free. You got to have a job to pay for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Pay for Taco Bell.
Mhm. Obviously, a great sponsor of the podcast, and we're excited to get you guys Open March Taco Bell collab.
Oh, send me that
in the future.
burrito ASAP.
Alexi's on it. Well, y'all, we're gonna jump into our next segment. We're gonna hit some "What Are We Doing?" You ready?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Okay, this is where we rant about something in the marching arts that just doesn't make sense, or in this case, maybe something that the world that Alex and Aleksi live in make tons of sense. Do y'all, Alex, Aleksi, do either of y'all have a "What Are We Doing"?
Oh, when I saw this, I have one but it has nothing to do with Open March, but I see in parentheses it says keep it related to the episode. So I can think of, I can have one for Open March, but
You hit us with whatever you've got. This is
This is your time.
this is your time to
I
shine.
guess like this has just been on my mind for a while. Like why I love drum corps. It taught me what it was to like. It taught me what hard work was and what teamwork was. But also like, and this is just for like I guess music education and then the stuff that Aleksi and I went through in general. But like when I was at JMU, I met one of the best music educators I had ever met in my life. His name is Greg Thomas, and he was he was a jazz person. Like his whole career was running one of the best jazz like high school programs in Virginia. And then he retired by being like an adjunct music ed professor, and he ran the jazz band at JMU. And like the amount that I learned about music, like about like expressive music, how to relate what you're learning to like the songs coming out today was unlike anything I had ever done. So what are like, I guess like, why is drum corps sometimes like always so robotic? Like I don't have like a solution for this, but like I like but like when I was in horn line, like with whatever corps it was, like of course, there's like 100 of you on the field. You have to like get something in line. But sometimes I think like I became a better brass player, but like what could we do to like not even in drum corps, but like in all music education, make people just like better musicians or better like individuals on the other side. Yeah, because like when it came to jazz, like that is super like defined. Like you have to improv, you have to do all these things, but like that didn't seem like it was always the case in the marching arts. And I think we should put a little bit more flavor in there because it turns people into better lifetime musicians. Like the people who are really into jazz in high school are like the ones who usually are in community bands or like in like a like doing bar gigs or something. Like what like whatever it is, keeping music in their life, but not as their career, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think asking, how do we get drum corps to sound like, things that we're seeing in pop music or in jazz music, or we want to see those different sounds in a space where they haven't seen. I think there's a bigger question of diversity and who's making decisions at the very top. You know,
Mhm.
everyone gets upset when they see the staff announcements and everything. And people always ask, "Oh, it was the best people were chosen for the job." I'm okay with that. But when they all have the same backgrounds, they're all going to have the same outlook on life. What we're looking for is this color. What we're looking for is the different flavors, and that's how we get a good tasting stew. As we have all these different meats and potatoes from all over the country and all over the world that create a beautiful feast. But if everybody has the same background, you're not gonna get that feast. That's my take on it. I don't want to make that your take. I see that. I see the not. I hate saying lack of diversity. but
I'm gonna jump on this train right now with this one, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it, and I'll probably be canceled for this later, but I don't even care. I feel as if people write shows for judges and not for the entertainment value anymore.
Oh, it's not
And
that's sorry, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Like I totally agree with you. Yes.
yeah, I mean, like we have gotten to a point where there's so many formulas and we play music that is unrecognizable and there's no like humming, that when someone does come out and play a melody that you might recognize or that has a tune that like you can carry, that tends to be the favorite show of everyone. But everyone's not doing that. Everyone is playing this like esoterical like film score music that was literally designed to be the background to something else visual that was happening or a storyline that was not made for this. And there's a plethora of really good music that's out there that could be played that could then have a visual element to it. So I think we're doing it backwards. That's a whole nother rant I can get on, but I'm gonna close my mouth up. I'm gonna sip on my water before I get in trouble.
Great job, everyone. Set your equipment down. Touch and go.
All right, well, we got that off of our chests. Let's get into some gush and goes. This is your chance to shout out something awesome happening in life, marching arts related or not. Maybe you're excited about a performance, a student success, a big life event, or just something cool that you want to brag about. Alexi, do you got a gush and go?
I will defer to Alex to share first, and I'm gonna think on it.
Not
Okay.
super quick. I just want to shout out my drum line, like the drum line that I teach. It again, like I said it before, this is my second year teaching drumline ever. I've actually never marched on a floor before. Like I was in pit when I did an indoor drumline, but like the fact that there's that, and I'm like trying to build a drill writing tool, and I don't always get them their drill on time. Like regardless, they have this second year been like putting so much trust in me. The director of the band and all the other staff have been like putting so much trust in me and being so supportive. And we had a great first show last year or last couple weeks ago. I mean, and the season is just going great so far. Like every time we end a rehearsal, we're like, that was good. Like everyone's in a good mood. We're doing good. We're like, it's the second year this drumline has ever existed at this school. And I just feel like we're growing really well. And I'm just grateful for them and the hard work they're putting in.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there. Okay, because you skipped over something that I caught. You were in the pit, but you are building drill writing software.
In indoor, I marched baritone. Like I only did pit and indoor drumline, but I did like baritone everywhere else. Like at in high school. And
Are you like a unicorn?
no,
I felt like you're a unicorn.
I just
Whatever.
Well, I mean, if I would love that horn to come in. I feel like that'd be.
I feel like you fart rainbows. Like you have
Oh,
to.
God,
I can verify that.
No, not with the Taco Bell. That is not wrong.
Yeah, I think it's this is actually something one of my original teachers who's actually my pit instructor said to me. Like she was very much like, Alex, you're the kind of person who's like, if you want to be good at something, you just are like, okay, I'm gonna be good at this now. You declare it and then you make it happen. So like with the marimba thing, I like started on glockenspiel because I got cut from bass drum. Like I wanted to be in the battery, but I got cut. So I like took a marimba home. I asked my band director and I just practiced a lot during the summer. And then I was able to be pit captain.
Okay, another pause. You took a whole marimba home.
Yeah. So it fit in, like, we can take them apart and then you like roll up the keys and everything. It blew my mind too, but like it was like I made it fit in my like 2005 Toyota Matrix, and my parents hated the fact that I brought it home because it was super loud. But it worked.
This is another dreamer.
I am mesmerized by you. You are my new favorite. I am.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're a little unicorn.
Okay, we need a dash. This sounds like it's gonna be Ricardo's new like theme what a phrase. So you're a little unicorn. We need a little
We gotta add that in post production. Yeah.
little wand. Oh my gosh, we're getting Ricardo's.
Oh yeah.
I was only in pit for a handful of years. I actually sometimes wish I did WGI. Oh my gosh, that sound.
You're watching Disney Channel.
Oh, that's it. I like that.
Okay, Aleksi, do you have a guest Rico?
It's not so much bragging about myself, but I just want to shout out the whole team behind OpenMarch. Really, like everyone behind it. One person we have not mentioned just yet is Ben. He does a lot of the graphic design for our social media. He actually created the logo that me and Alex are pointing to. This very clever logo for the OM for OpenMarch. He I don't know, Alex,
For the listeners, it's a really cool logo, listeners.
It's true. It's true. I don't know how long you and Ben went back and forth on that logo. There were many iterations. We still have the files for all those old ones, but
I found them on my computer earlier. Yeah, some of my
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and it came out to something just so cohesive and very on brand to the marching arts is just something awesome. And I just have to shout out Ben for that. We have Mark, we have Olivia, which is Alex's wife. We have Trevor, we have John, we have Jacob, and then me and Alex. And I just want to shout everyone out. And Druva, yes, and Druva. I just want to shout everyone out.
They're also on our website, but yeah, I hope I'm not saying anyone. Oh, and Carter. Carter's helping us with Ed stuff now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's called Gush and Go, not Gush and Stay. Let's go.
All right. Thanks for a great rehearsal this week. Thank you to Alex and Aleksi for spending time with us today. Where can the people find you or OpenMarch on socials, guys?
Anywhere, honestly, anywhere. I'll be the guy to say it because I put it anywhere. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We are literally
on
everywhere.
Instagram, and openmarch.com will basically lead you to everything. But yeah, OpenMarch app on Instagram, and then we have a link tree. But if you Google OpenMarch, or even if you Google drill writing, we're probably like the first or one of the first to come up. So
Beautiful. Well, got a question or a good topic to talk about? Email us at onawaterbreak@gmail.com or find us on social media and DM us if you want to be on the show. We even have a form now that you can fill out if you want to be a guest. We love having people on the podcast, so check out that link in our bio on our social media, or you could just take out your phone right now, make a video, and send it to us, and maybe you'll see yourself on the podcast soon. One more thing, don't forget we have a YouTube channel, so go subscribe and see all of the Ricardo loveliness and unicorn making that we've got going on now. Also, before you close out your podcast listening app, go subscribe, write us a review, and share us with a friend. Follow us on social media at On a Water Break, and we'll see you at the next rehearsal on a water break.
The On a Water Break podcast was produced by Jeremy Williams and Christine Ream. The intro and outro music was produced by Josh Lida. To learn more, visit lidamusic.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.